Hello Scorpio, this is going to be your October full moon reading for October 13th, 2019. And I'm going to pull one of these Power of Surrender cards because usually when we get a full moon we're getting some culminations and some wrapping up and, you know, just some things that kind of tie up the loose ends, I guess you could say, because it's not like a super moon or anything, and it's supposed to be a pretty good moon. But it's always good to know what we can surrender. So that's what we're going to figure out here for you, Scorpio. What it is that you can surrender over this full moon. Surrender to what is. Follow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. So probably not trying to have control over too much around this full moon is going to be good advice for you, Scorpio, and also recognizing areas that you're just never going to be able to change, whether that's people or situations, your past, whatever that's going to be for you. You kind of just have to stop resisting that realization, okay? So as they say, it is what it is, right? You kind of have to surrender to that around this full moon. And if that's something that resonates with you, obviously you'll know why. But let's get a little bit more detail to help you out. These are my Moonology Oracle cards. So let's see if we can get some moon energy in this moon reading and see if we can get a little bit more deeper insight into what it is you're surrendering. It is what it is, but what is it? Right? That's what I want to know anyways. Maybe we won't know. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. So whatever it is, you're going to need to probably check in with some of your emotions and the way that you're reacting. So when you're getting a reality check or situations that you don't really have control over, you know, it's always good to just maybe change your perception around it. And rather than being upset or negative or angry, you can change it into a more positive manner of looking at it through the lens of love and supporting and empowering. So maybe try to just check in with yourself around this full moon. If you're starting to feel that frustration, bring the love in. Bring the love in so that you can just accept what is. You know, there's always like the plan. Divine knows what they're doing. Oop, that was way too many cards, guys. Sorry. Let's start that over. We don't need 7 cards flying out. That was a bit excessive. Geez, I don't even know what I was just saying before that happened. So right there, see, it is what it is. I'm just going to let it go. Let it roll off. All right, you have 9 of Wands, the Empress, the Lovers, and King of Pentacles. Yes, I love this spread for you, Scorpio. Now, first of all, we have this 9 of Wands here, and it's definitely saying that you're realizing that you're kind of at the end of your rope. You're realizing that whatever you've been kind of going through that you're thinking about is a burden these days. You know, it started out as really fun and amazing, and it was like an opportunity. You know, it was passion driven. It was like, wow, yes, this is what I'm doing. Well, down the road now here, you're like, okay, I'm kind of tired of this crap and I'm ready to move on. You know, look at his face. He's like, I built the wall. Here I am at number 9. It's done. Okay? The burden. You're recognizing the burden and you're done with it. So when you're feeling that and you're going back to whoever, you know, you made this deal with to build the wall, or with yourself or whatever, bring love into that situation. Forgive yourself. You know, you started this thing as a passionate thing. Don't beat yourself up if it's not culminating the way you had expected and it's now just that burden that didn't really pan out the way you had expected. You know, surrender to what is. Surrender to the fact that, you know, when you started it was good and there's a reason for it. There's a lesson and a wisdom that comes with it. Now, the Empress always tells us to be mindful of our thoughts and trust, and that's why the moon's here. She's always recognizing that there is cycles, birth, death. Everything comes in cycles, even the wheat that we eat. You know, you have to keep the seed, to plant it, to nurture it, to grow it, to harvest it. It dies. replant, cycle of nature, cycle of life. You know, she recognizes all those things and moves with the flow of it and doesn't resist. She does not resist. So the, you know, the big overall message here is for you not to resist either. The Empress will always surrender to what is, because she recognizes the flow and the cycles of life that are necessary for us to learn, necessary for us to experience. Okay, so adopting that attitude of the Empress is why she shows up, is to, you know, really be mindful of your thoughts about yourself and how you're engaging with the current experiences that are coming up in front of you. Okay, because you have the Lovers card coming up now. For some of you Scorpios, this is going to be obviously a new relationship. Now, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a friend, it could be a coworker, it could be a partner with a project, but it is a choice, and both parties have a choice. So you're not the only one with the choice. Whichever one of these people you are, the other person has a choice as well. And it's our free will that allows us to move forward from here onto a new path, and that would be the sevens. Currently it's at the 6, which is like both parties have a choice, and recognizing that, and recognizing that you can surrender. Like, if this person or entity or whatever is not accepting your offer, bring love into the situation. Remember why you started the partnership in the first place, whether it's romantic, work, creative, you know, it could even be just a relationship with yourself, that inner spiritual consciousness, that space we hold for ourselves. If you haven't been honoring it, you know, that's your choice to enter into that, and recognizing the burden that's coming from not entering into it, getting back in touch with spirit, bringing love into the situation. You know, this will be playing out for all different scenarios and all different Scorpios, because it's a general reading. But the bottom line of it is there's a burden. There is the recognition that surrendering to what is, and that's twice here, bringing love into the situation. I think that these two play off of each other a lot with the Lovers card, because it really is important when we're coming into a choice to go forward with somebody or something. There's always that gray area of what they choose too. We don't have that control. So recognizing that and surrendering to it. Okay, you know, you can't fight that. You can't fight that. And the King of Pentacles also recognizes that anything that is worth anything takes time. And everything that he brings into his world and manifests, he's going to triple and quadruple it into such abundance. All right, his kingdom is full of abundance and stability. Lots and lots of abundance. So adopting the reality that you have everything it takes to move forward with it, whatever your endeavor is, and you don't have to stay in this burden. Believe in yourself. You know, recognize that whatever has changed or is different now as you move forward from the full moon, it's kind of meant to be so that there can be that choice and that stability, that action towards stability. So let's get a couple of tarot dice here. And as I mix these up, it's kind of loud, so I'm going to mute the volume a little bit. Well, dang, Scorpio, you got 5 dice. I tried to grab just 4, but hey, you got the 5 of them. Now you haven't, that is the Knight of Cups. You have a lot of cups, so there's a lot of emotion going on here for you, Scorpio. This is your energy. This is your water energy coming in. But look, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cups. Oh my gosh, this is a really good, happy feeling coming up with this Empress. So if you can release and get into that Empress feeling and just surrendering to the path, wow, that 10 coming up there is a big deal. And then you have here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of cups, which is a little bit of confusion around this choice. And here, this is so funny. You have this 10 of wands coming up, and that's right here after this 9 of wands. So definitely a burden somehow that has ended. But let's keep moving forward here. Let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Geez, you have 2 10s here. And a lot going on, Scorpio. So I'm going to slow down and back it up a little bit. We have this burden that's recognized, okay? You recognize that it's coming to an end. And then you have this Knight of Cups who's wanting to show more of his feelings, show more of what he's worth and what he's got to offer. It's almost like you leave this place and you jump on your horse and you're like, you know what? I have so much feeling about what's been going on that I want to show people and I want to share it. So that might be just a very personal message for some of you Scorpios, but it's almost like what you've been through has touched you in such an emotional way that you're ready to like go spread it around to the world or spread it to a particular person, like the Lovers card indicates here. But it's very passionate, very intense, and it's action around feeling and emotion. Now, when we have the 10 of Cups coming up here, that is just spectacular amount of culminating feelings. It's almost like you've come to the next level of a feeling. So I think with the Empress there, it's like you're unlocking something inside of yourself that helps you truly realize what you actually want. And that can be really hard for some of us to detail what it is we actually want in this lifetime. And it's like once you're able to get into that Empress mode of recognizing that there's a flow that you can surrender to, it's like you realize your feelings and they're abundant and you're able to go to that next level of how you feel. Now, both of these kind of landed on the Lovers card, so I feel like they really go together because this is like there's a burden and there's a lot of options, and that's why this Lovers card felt so confusing, and I wasn't really able to really pinpoint like what it meant to you particularly, Scorpio, but I feel like that's because there's this confusion coming out here with where do I pour my love? You know, you're taking off with your love to go share it, and you're stopped dead in your tracks by this Lovers card. And it's like a realization that the burden's done and you're not really sure what to do with all these emotions and these feelings now. And there's choices and options, and you can't really move forward until the other person makes some kind of move or the other entity makes a move. And it's something you have a lot of feelings towards. So if it's just a work thing for you guys, this is like where you're getting a little irritated because the partner hasn't really come through and you're kind of at the end. You're like, hello, come on. You know, where do I put all this emotion if I have no partner to work on it? You know, and then we come to this legacy, and it's like once you stand in your power and really bring through the stable mentality with whatever this endeavor is, you know, if it's a relationship, that's going to be where you're ready to share your love with somebody, and you're going to believe in those cycles that you guys have been through and have a new feeling come through, next level feeling, and really kind of waiting on that other person. This is where you're like, I'm going to stand in my power, and I get that full cycle of stabilization and foundation. So for some of you, this is, you know, going on to that next level of commitment in a relationship. And for some of you, it could be even just recognizing your worth in a position of your job, or, you know, waiting on somebody with a project. Either way, you're waiting on somebody else or something to come through, and so that you can really get into that legacy. But you kind of have to surrender to what is. Divine timing is everything, you guys. So, you know, that'll help you as you move through this full moon energy to bring the love into the situation, surrender to what's going on, but recognize that there is something ending, and there is that need for you to just surrender to resistance, and you will get that legacy. You'll get that king feeling of keeping your legacy and kingdom together with stability that you're building from this partnership. Really cool reading for you guys. I hope that if you haven't subscribed yet, that you subscribe. It definitely helps me spread all this information about YouTube, because they have, you know, tricky algorithms. So if you subscribe, it helps me out. If you like this reading, give me a thumbs up. That helps me know, you know, that it's resonating with you. And I'm always welcoming comments. Love comments. I love to talk with people and see how they're viewing this stuff. And also, if you hit the bell button, you will get notified of when I'm doing my uploads, which the next one should be the new moon towards the end of October. So until then, we'll see y'all. Enjoy your full moon.